Hello, my name is David. I'm just an ordinary man. I'm really nobody special, but I am a Christian, and we Christians usually talk a lot these days about the last days or the end of the age. And what we mean with that is the time just before Jesus Christ returns to the earth. And I thought to explain a little bit why I think it is the last days, and doing so by mostly reading selected Bible verses and have very short explanations afterwards. So my first section will be Matthew 24, verse 3 to 14. Now, as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age?" And Jesus answered and said to them, "Take heed that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. But he who endures to the end shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. So, my short comments about this is that the intended recipients of this text was his disciples, and that the first thing he mentions is deception. And there is a comment here about people coming and saying, "I'm the Christ." I do believe that this means that they will say that, yes, Jesus Christ is the Christ. And by doing so, gaining trust, but then introduce errors that will destroy the faith. And that is why they will deceive many, it says here. And I do not believe that they will say that they themselves are Christ, because that way you will not deceive many. You will see perhaps a few, but not many. Then, of course, you have all these things about wars and rumors of wars, and you will have famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. You can read here. And this will basically indicate the beginning of something called sorrows. The sorrows means that it will be a lot of bad things happening. So it will not be a lot of joyful experiences once this kicks off. And then at the end, he tells the disciples that you should expect to be killed and hated, and not because of who they are, but because of who they believe in, namely Jesus Christ. And then also that a lot of believers will betray one another and hate one another. And when they do so, there will rise more false prophets. False prophets is basically teachers trying to get people's attention for exploiting them with, for instance, giving them money, for one example. And when this happens, of course, real believers will notice this trend, and that is what is mentioned in verse 12 here. The love of many will grow cold. That means that usually you were used to having teachers that try to guide you, and now there are just teachers trying to exploit you. Therefore, it will be hard for anyone, even if they're serious, to be heard, because they will just assume out of the box that this is another deceiver. So this is how I see this text here. And I would like to say the last verse 14 here. That one indicator that I think is really important is that the gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world. And why will it do? It says, as a witness to all the nations. And today I dare to say that it has been preached in practically all the known world. So these are some of the reasons why we believe it is the end of the age. Thank you for listening.